Top Gun here, a little after 7 o'clock, Tuesday night, January 12th. So I was born in 1977 out here in the Bay Area, California. And I grew up playing tennis and basketball. And my team, of course, was the Golden State Warriors. And you young guys know the Warriors of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, the dynasty. I didn't grow up with those Warriors. I grew up with the Warriors of Run TMC, Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullin. We had three great players. Unfortunately, they were all small. We had a point guard, Tim Hardaway, a shooting guard in Mitch Richmond, and a small forward in Chris Mullin. And so we were a good team, but we could never get past the Utah Jazz and John Stockton and Karl Malone. We never had an answer for Karl Malone until 1993, when we traded for the rights to Chris Webber, who came out of Michigan after his amazing freshman year, was the #1 pick in the 1993 NBA draft. And I remember that day, and it was like, finally we're going to beat the Jazz. Finally we're going to go there. And then that year, Nelson and the coach at the time, Don Nelson, and Webber quarreled a lot, and we traded Webber, and that was just a nightmare for us long-suffering Golden State fans. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about was as a young man, I was a really good basketball player, but I had a hole in my game. I was a great one-on-one player. I could shoot, I could dribble, I could get past you. But I didn't know how to pass. So what would happen a lot of times is in one-on-one games I would win, because when I would get around you, or if I would get right to the hoop and lay it in, or if you were going to lay off of me, I was gonna shoot it and knock it down. But in 5-on-5 games, I would get around my man, and then someone would come help, and maybe two players would come help, and I would still try to just get the ball up to the rim a lot, and I would end up turning the ball over a lot. And nobody really explained to me the logic that if you get past your man, okay, and someone else comes over, that's someone else's man. So whoever's man that was is now open. So my advice to young ballers is you got to have both. You got to be able to finish in case nobody comes, because there are point guards, and guards that just can't finish, and so you just lay off of them, and they're going to try to force a pass. But then there are guys like me, as a young man, who can only score. And so what you want to be able to do is respond in the moment. If help comes, then you want to pass, and if it doesn't, you don't. So I'm going to read to you from a great chapter in Phil Jackson's Sacred Hoops. If you meet the Buddha in the lane, feed him the ball. I wish I would have known that when I was a young man. Sitting Zazen, which is a form of meditation, I learned to trust the moment, to immerse myself in action as mindfully as possible so that I could react spontaneously to whatever was taking place. It's easy to think too much, but if you're always trying to figure the game out, you won't be able to respond creatively to what's going on. Yogi Berra once said about baseball, how can you think and hit at the same time? If you're focusing on anything other than reading the court and doing what needs to be done, the moment will pass you by. So you can't just understand this intellectually. You have to practice it so much that your reads become intuitive. And once you do that, and you develop all those aspects of your game, the passing, in addition to the scoring, and whichever one you need to work on, that's when you become unstoppable.